Hi, just wanted to come to you today. Today is Sunday, February 23rd or 24th. 24th. Echo in there. A little bit about my weight. I'm still at 198 and I'll take it. Next week I'm going to kickstart the losing process again. I've been at 198 probably for the last 3 weeks, maintaining it. Not necessarily through diet and proper eating, because I have not been. I haven't been gorging on large amounts of food and eating the wrong things like I have done in previous years. But I am still maintaining the 198. Ultimately, I would like to get down. I want to get back down to 190, 185, 180. I'll take it. I probably won't go lower than 180. I can't remember the last time I was 175. Probably, oh my goodness, 25, maybe 30 years ago. But I want to tell you about an experience I had last night. We went to see Ailey 2 at one of our local colleges, and I want to tell you how I enjoyed the program. And I'm going to do a comparison. I've seen Alvin Ailey, the core group of dancers, and most of you already know that Alvin Ailey is a group of dancers that have toured throughout the world. The history behind Alvin Ailey as the choreographer of the group is just phenomenal. I've been watching them probably since I can't remember. PBS used to run a special when I was a little girl, and we would watch it. I would be more in tune to the music part of it, because that's me. Vocally, I like the lyrics of things I used to sing back in the day. But from a vocal standpoint, all the spirituals, all of the just the moving music, just stuff that just kind of stirs my soul. And then when you encompass dancing with it, the two combination are like a knockout. But anyway, I want to do the comparison. I've seen them at our the Academy of Music in Philadelphia, the main core. And so when I got there last night, I knew it was the younger group of dancer, which is 2. I'm thinking, and I'm going to actually do a little research on this. The group was smaller, thus the more intermissions they had. And when I read the program and saw that they were going to do Revelations, which is my all-time favorite, I probably can recite it by heart, the musical numbers, the scores, the soul-stirring emotions that you get from something like that. Seeing somebody dance that well and then just encompassing with the music, again, is just phenomenal. So when I saw that on the bill that they were doing that, I was like, oh, great, I'm in. I can appreciate contemporary modern things, but the traditional spirituals, to me, you just can't beat them, guys. You just can't beat them. From Rockin' My Soul to Old Center Man to just all of them. So let me do my review of it real quick. We had a great time. Like I said, we went to see them at a local university versus going to a big theater in a large metropolis city. So of course there are going to be differences. For the ambiance, you can't beat the Academy of Music. Just coming in, the glory of the actual space you're in. So you can't beat that. We chose not to do the VIP. So again, we weren't sitting in VIP sections. And normally, I have an issue with going to concert. I have to be where I can see. I have issues with my sight. I cannot be somewhere wondering if I can't see. But the seats we had, believe it or not, we were the second from the last row in the facility. And it still was a great view. So I don't have any complaints there with the seating. The lighting was still great. And maybe because it's just the dancers themselves, they just really put on a great performance last night. On my however side, believe it or not, the people that were sitting behind us, we've been getting a lot of rain here. We've been getting a lot of bad weather. And some of the plaster fell on people that were sitting behind us. So that was kind of like, I'm glad it didn't fall on us. We didn't have to move. But, when you do pay for something, you want to be able to sit somewhere. So, so ambiance, the area that we in, on a scale from 1 to 10, I'll give it and I'm only saying this because I didn't have great seats. I'll give it a 6 or a 7 for my seating. But the performance was really still good. Excellent, excellent performance. What else? The actual, getting back to the intermissions part, when I was looking at the program, reading the bill as what they were going to do, I just noted there were intermissions. And I kept saying, why are they having so many intermissions? Because, most of the time when you go to something like this, you get the one intermission, you get half the program, and then they give the dancers in this case, a chance to rest, the audience a chance to, get up, stretch, or do whatever, go to the restroom if you have to. And then you come back for the latter portion. Well, this one was, intermissions after each segment. And thinking that, and after I do a little bit of research on the internet, I'm going to get online, I think it's because the theater group as a whole is not as large as when you go see Ailey, the original, well, not the original, the bigger cast or the bigger ensemble. They, you can actually see the recognizing people, and I guess the dancers just have to be able to rest. So I'm thinking that's probably why they had some intermission. Not complaining about that at all, because it was great. We took my daughter, who's 7. She's gone in previous years, and she wasn't bored. Last night, I think because it was a later production, she kind of got a little antsy toward the end, but still had a great time. And because Revelations, which is an upbeat spiritual thing, she actually, kind of got back into it, the later the program came. So for production value, or what I thought of the production, like I was telling my girlfriend who invited us, her sorority did this, you can do Revelations to me in a pit of crocodiles with, in the swamp. Revelations, it's just no getting around that. The music alone, I can see that just standing up, eating some ice cream, and I would give that a 10. The dance performances, I do have to admit, I could tell a little bit of, from the actual dancers, they did seem younger to me. So I'm giving you my opinion, so I don't want to seem super critical. But doing the dancing portion, I can kind of see a little bit of a difference than the performances I've seen in previous years. But overall, we had such a great time. It's a great opportunity for the family to get together, to experience the arts, to, from a culture standpoint, the heritage behind it, explaining to the girls. Oh, wow, I can show you this because I'm in my office now. I'm going to do a video of my office also. Let me bring all my stuff. Oh, I got a lot of stuff to bring. So, what I like about it, let me bring this other picture also. I didn't realize that this whole little curio that I have back there is full of just all this stuff. But anyway, my brother bought me this years and years ago. I hope you can see it. It is an Alvin Ailey Barbie doll. And it has a traditional, it was for their 50th year, Alvin Ailey, the American Dance Theater. It's part of the Barbie collection. I've had this. My daughters have been trying to open it since I got it. They will not be opening it. It's a beautiful replica of the white dress that they're dancing in doing Revelations. And it was just in celebration of the 50th anniversary. This is when Judith Jameson was the director. And so I have that that we've had forever. So I want to show you that. Now, we've seen Alvin Ailey, this group. And last night, I think it was a younger group. I'm just kind of quoting myself because I'm not sure. Sorry about that. But this is when we started at the Academy of Music, just from a culture standpoint. Just to expose your children. When you get stuff like this, if it comes to your school, go see it. Even if you don't understand it, or if you do understand it, support the arts. I think they are so important to our youth. Revelations in explaining to the girls when they see the dress and the waters and representation of a baptism and how we celebrate through the arts, through dance. I also have this picture of a baptism when we used to, I was baptized in a pool at church, but my younger brother, believe it or not, was baptized in a body of water, like outside water. So to see images like this, and as they parlay it onto a stage, and just trying to get their minds around the, representation of what what they are doing and accomplishing. And the men dancing, like, we in a lot of churches, they do praise dancing. And most churches, well, not most, but some churches, the representation is of women dancing. But for them to see men dancing, I think that's something. And listening to the spirituals that we went through, the things we went through, showing images in the, perspective of dance, of cotton fields and all the things that I go through that my ancestors went through. So from that standpoint, it was just really a good opportunity, another opportunity just to have a good time with your family. My husband went to this production with us this time. In previous years, I've gone and I've taken my daughters, and I was really excited for them to see it. And we just had a really good time. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give my experience last night a 9, an overall 9, because you cannot just put a number almost on the actual experience. It was in a smaller setting. We were up in the nosebleed seats, but we still saw a great production. So excellent time. And my girlfriend is so funny. She, when she first got out, this is her first experience seeing Ailey. She texted me as we were leaving the theater, and she said, "Tell me the truth. Did you really, really enjoy it?" And like I told her, I saw Revelations on the program, so I was just whatever. The rest of it was gravy. Seeing the more contemporary things I love, I can embrace that. I can be aware of that and say, okay, this is not my favorite part of the program, but at least I'm not ignorant enough to not enjoy it. They actually did a Chopin piece. And from the musical standpoint, being a former music major, I can appreciate that. It got a little bit long, but you got to embrace the arts. You got to take it and see what you think about it, and just embrace it. And it's left to the interpreter, to what you're interpreting it as. So, again, I give my experience a 9 because I was with my family, I was with my husband. Or I'll give my experience with being with my family, I'll give that a 10. But the overall comparison to what I've seen before, I'll give it a 7. I hope I'm not being too harsh, but we still had a great time. Okay? All right. Again, if you ever get a chance to see it, go see it. It is a dynamic, phenomenal performance. And just the images, like I try to tell everybody, the images of your children seeing things like this, seeing beautiful women of color, women of Asian descent, women of all descents, Caucasians, European, just the image of beautiful dancers, men dancing, is just something I think to behold. So, all right, I hope you enjoyed my little review. Okay. Did I mention my weight? I'm at 198. I'm going to restart back next week to try to continue to lose. I've been at 198 probably for 2 weeks. I'm glad. I'm happy with it. But it really is time for me to kick it up a couple of notches. And next week I will be doing it. Okay? Have a good day. Bye.